What's up guys, it's Matty999 and in this video I'm going to be playing 10 games of Solo Showdown on keyboard and mouse. So the way this works is I have a mouse and I have an adapter, and the adapter connects my mouse up with my tablet, so it's no keyboard, but if there was a legitimate version on the PC, I reckon it would be close to this or different, but for now this is the best I can do. Of course I've edited the controls to make things easier and I'll show you how I did that. But just before I do, I'd like you guys to know that this did take a while and it was quite difficult and it took a while to edit as well, so if you do enjoy it or you want to show some support, consider subscribing and liking and commenting on what I can do better. It really helps me out and I'll really appreciate it. I've edited my controls to make it slightly easier so they're closer together, so I can quickly go like that and then shoot quickly, and then my super's just above so that that's not too far in range either. But overall it's going to be very difficult, you know, I can't move and shoot at the same time or it's very hard. I can get close to it but not exactly that. Without further ado, let's just get straight into the video, starting with my first game. So I loaded into my first game and was about to start playing Brawl Stars with a mouse. So I went straight for a gem box and was trying to get used to the controls. And there was another one nearby, so I also went for that one. There was a Nita nearby who was quite low as well. He was attacking a Poco, and so I stood still to try and attack them, but I'm still getting used to it. It's really difficult. I should have killed this Shelly in the bush, but they managed to get away with an angry face as well. But I had quite a few gems at this point, and I decided just to keep collecting them as no one else was. Remember, this was my first game in a solo showdown with keyboard and mouse, and it's on a new account, so I don't play against pros when I can only do 2 moves. But I was quite low, so I headed for a bush to heal up so no one could see me. But clearly Anita did see me, and they sent their bear on me. I thought I should just try and take out the Nita, which was stupid of me, and that was game 1 over. So it was game 2, and I was playing as Shelly again, because I did want to get a win with her. I went straight for the gem box and I spotted a Poco at a different gem box, so I went after him and I got him very low, but it was difficult to finish him off, but he was on 9 HP, so I was going to finish him, but then he got me low, so I didn't bother. I went for another gem box and then I started trying to look for a battle. You know, I want to make this interesting. So I struggled moving, but I did find a Shelly eventually, and Wasim was looking low, so I aimed for him. But I could only stay still if I was shooting, which was a pain, and it resulted me in not getting close to killing him. So I saw him trying to go for someone else, and he wasted his super, which was good for me. I spotted a gem on the floor, I went for it, and then I tried to finish off Wasim. Stupid Wasim. I then spotted a wandering Shelly in the bush, but you know how I am with those bush campers, and I dealt with him. I saw a fight going on between a Nita and a Shelly, and I went over to finish it off, and third partying is really good. The bear was still after me, but he was low, but then the real problem was the Primo. But of course, I never lose a battle, and he was dead. I now had 10 gems and it was a 1v1, so I was looking around to see where the guy was. I couldn't find him in the closest bush, but eventually I saw him peeping around in the bush, and what it looked like, he had 0 gems. Yeah, he has 0 gems. A Primo with no gems. It was going to be my win, so I decided to play around with him. And then I just headed for a bush and he came in with me but nothing happened. We were just both bush camping. So I finished him off and got my first win. Yes! I didn't manage to emote in time, but I was happy. For my third game, I decided to play with Nita, and once again, I went straight for a gem box. However, an El Primo nearby decided my life was more important than the gem that he just broke. So he chased after me and got a few punches on me, but I took that fine because it meant I could take his gem. Thank you, El Primo. A Rosa then came to join the party and was attacking the El Primo, so I thought this was my opportunity to end all the fights. The Rosa was low, but I managed to take the El Primo's gem. It didn't suit the Rosa well, but it certainly suited me well. The Rosa wasn't done, however. She came back for revenge, so I started fighting her, and that's when my bear got involved. Yeah, don't ever mess with Anita. She got kinda close to killing me, but she ditched me when my bear went after her. And it didn't finish her, but it definitely sent her away. I went back to look for the Rosa, and then the Rosa spotted me, and so once again, the fight was now on. The only problem is I can only do one thing at once, moving or shooting, so I had to stand still, which resulted in my death. And yes, the Rosa won the fight in the end, and even my bear couldn't compete. So that was game 3, and I'd come ranked 4th, which isn't really that good. For game 4, I decided to go as El Primo, and the closest box to me was taken by Barley, but Barley's useless, so I punched him to death. After brutally beating Barley, I showed how I felt about it. I felt good. I grabbed another gem box and realised my super was charged up. So, I headed forward once I collected the gem, and you know where I'm going to be using my super now. Yes, I spotted another Barley and flew right at him. And once again, I started brutally beating the Barley, and I also felt good about it. I got some more gem boxes to make myself more overpowered, and also, no one gets them at this stage. Like, it literally tells you at the beginning and it makes you more powerful. So, I had 7 gems and I spotted a Rosa at this point. And there were only 3 people left, so I went down to the last 2 people to try and win the game. I was ready to use my super, so I waited for the Primo and the Rosa to meet together, but the super backfired as they both ran away, so I fought the Rosa on my own, and I got very, very low. At that point I decided just to heal up because there was no way I was going to come 3rd. At that point I was ready to speed things up, so me and the other Primo headed to the Rosa, and it was a bit blurry, but we killed the Primo. It was a 1v1 and I had to win, so that's what I did. We both had 7 gems, but in the end, the best wins, and I won with Primo. I now had enough trophies to unlock Colt, so this round I'm going to be playing with Colt. So at the beginning, I went for the brawl box, but the Primo obviously didn't have one for himself, so he took mine, which was fine by me. But I always get revenge, so I tried shooting him down, did quite a bit of damage, but I didn't want him to sneak up on me on the bush. The Barley came in and had a bit of a fight, but once again, Barleys aren't my kind, and I knocked him out and had a dance around to celebrate my success. Now I was just showing off how good it is to spin around with a mouse. It's absolutely bonkers. But anyway, I carried on my journeys, and I spotted another gem box. So I went right over to it and started breaking it down, just as I do. Someone was breaking something in a bush, a Rosa, but it had 6 power gems, so I didn't want them getting too close. It looked like they were in some kind of fight, but I just stood there shooting from back here, missing every single shot because I'm a bad player. Here I spotted a Rosa, which are becoming very common, and so I dealt with it with my supercharged power, had a spin, and was ready for a 1v1. days later, I'd finally found the other player, but they actually had quite a lot of power gems. But luckily they weren't too good, and my super killed them off. So it's a win with Colt, and these next games are gonna be a breeze. So for my 6th game, I went Colt again, as it worked well last time. But this time, I went straight for a different player, as I was feeling much more confident after all my dubs. It was a shame I couldn't finish off the Shelly, because I can't shoot and move at the same time. But I paid the price for getting Shelly's gem, as Nita took mine. I thought I could take them both out with my super, but I definitely got too cocky, and I'm also forgetting that I'm on a mouse, and I can't move at the same time. So I ended up coming 7th, which really is my worst go, and I guess I'll just move on from there. I decided to go back to El Primo because I did quite well with him. So I got straight to punching boxes and walking around strong. There was a Colt nearby, and he clearly hadn't been to boxing classes with me, because he came straight to me as if his gun could beat my punching. So I showed him he was wrong, and then I emoted on him just to show who's right. And then I collected another gem box because it was there. The next player I encountered was Anita, and he tried to make friends with me, or at least showed some nice emotions, but Primo doesn't like anyone. And now it was a 1v1, and time to take home the victory. Although the Rosa did have 6 power gems and I only had 5. But you guys gotta know, it doesn't matter about power gems when it comes to me. And also I'm playing with people with like 0 trophies, so they can never put 2 and 2 together. But this guy went and got another one, and then I guess was looking for me. But I don't know what happened here. He didn't attack me, and he just let me win. And I was happy with that. And so I guess Primo is really the way to go if you want to win on keyboard and mouse. I realised the only player I hadn't got a win with yet was Nita, and I wasn't ready to give up, so I went with her and just hoped for the best, because in the end I might as well win with everyone. But I kind of got ganged on, and I should have finished him. He wasn't a good player. He should have used super, and I almost finished him, but sadly I got knocked out very quickly, and I guess that's just what happens sometimes. I went once again with Nita for my 2nd last game, and I knew I had to win this game or next game, or I just won't be content. So it was kind of easy because I got to a Barley, and Barleys are awful, and also Barleys are rubbish, and as you've seen, I always like taking him out. So I took him out and I carried on my adventures. I stumbled across a Rosa who was way too powerful for me, but I put my bear down. He took out Rosa, and the other Nita got a free win. So I guess you can say Nitas help out Nitas. But that's not the best I can do. I need to get a win. Let's go next round. Next round is here, and it's now my final round as well. So, my final round, I need to win with Nita. And so, I got a gem box. I went looking for some people. I found a Shelly. Shelly tried to smile at me, but now was not a laughing matter. The Shelly decided not to attack back at me because it knew I needed to win. So, thank you, Shelly. I'll pay you later. And then I went for another gem box and decided I had to become as powerful as I could to win the game. Seeing as this is my last game, I'm just going to show you the full clip. So just sit with me and enjoy. There was a Primo there, and he had quite a few gems, so a good target to aim at. And a Rose was there as well. And so yeah, it just didn't look like I was going to kill any of them. So I decided to put my bear in the bush, so the Rosa had someone to deal with. I was shooting at the same time, and the Rosa was killed, and now I had 5 gems, and I was getting closer to my goal. Win with Nita. There was a Poco nearby, and a Primo in the bush, and it was the last 3 people, me, Primo, and Poco. The Primo ran away, because he's a scaredy cat. The Poco stayed in the bush, and we killed him. The El Primo was ours, and the Poco was there. He was very, very low, and I guess he saw it was the end for him, So he actually didn't die to me. I tried to just make it a bit more fun, but he couldn't take it and he committed suicide like you would do if you were around me. I'm joking. Anyway, I won with all the heroes that I have, and that's the end of the 10th